Listen, I'm gonna need you to relax, man.
And this is not two Deuces and a Mexican.
I'm gonna need you to
This is
relax,
Pete's
man.
Corner.
You're freaking me out.
And Yowie Wowie.
Relax.
It's
Relax.
It's not the Firefly Funhouse, but it's two Dudes and a Mexican, and Pete's Corner is taking over. So, let's get right into it. I'm your host, Peter Soprano, aka The Fiend today. To my right is the mad scientist, D Money Drizzy Dre.
What's going on, people?
And we are here to try to win you some money real quick. We got a lot to get to, but today is going to be the best day that you could think of because it's Game 7 of the World Series. We will get to that in 1 second, but we want to get you your football picks, your college picks, whatever picks out the way real quick. So, Dre, I was able to hold my 1-game lead over you for the season, but you've been charging fast, especially with my little cold streak.
I came quick, man.
So with that said, let's get right into it. What's your first pick, top pick of the week?
My best pick of the week, let's get it. So my best pick of the week, I said wig, I'm over here.
Yeah, you're bugging right now.
My best pick, I'm going to go with UCLA minus 5.5 at home against Colorado. They're both 2-3. Colorado falling to 3-5. I'm sorry, 3-5 after losing to the Trojans Friday night. While UCLA improved to a 3-5 after upsetting number 24 Arizona State. I know UCLA. They actually effed me early because I did pick them at one point in the season, which didn't go through, but they actually improved a lot, and I love their run game with Joshua Kelly, and that's been allowing them to open up the offense and move the ball pretty good. Honestly, I expect them to keep this momentum going, and to 5.5, less than a touchdown, to me, that's a gift. I really like this pick.
All right, going with UCLA, going with Chip Kelly, trying to fire the offense.
It.
My top pick of the week.
Hey,
my top pick of the week. Listen, I'm gonna go to the big game this week. Florida is going to be against Georgia.
Oh.
I'm going with Florida plus 6.5.
Wow.
That's the reason why. First of all, no team.
Wait, to cover or win?
I think they may win,
okay.
but I'm picking them as my top pick just to cover. They're plus 6.5. I think this is one of those games where, as I said, I think Florida could win the game. Georgia's been struggling over the past 2 weeks. They lost again 2 weeks ago to South Carolina. Then last week they won 21-0, but it was against a bad opponent. Again, those 21 points is a very low score for the amount that they usually score. Their 3 lowest scoring weeks of the season have been the past 3 weeks. And then you look at Florida, their lowest scoring game would have beaten them the last 3 weeks. Their lowest scoring game is 24 points, and they're known for their defense. So I actually considered picking the under in this game, which is 45.5. But I just think Florida is better than we think and better than I thought because I always said they were overrated. Right. Their defense, I always said, is not overrated. Right. So I think Florida's going to be able to keep that game close. I think they could steal at the end, but either way, I think it's a 3-point game. So I got Florida plus 6.5.
That's a great pick. I was actually considering that to be one of my second best picks, or like I was even thinking about throwing that into my bonus pick though. But I really do like that pick, and they're playing at home, correct?
Yes. Correct.
Yeah, I love that pick actually.
In Gatorville. So, what's your second pick of the week?
My second best pick of the week, I'm gonna go with Notre Dame minus 17.5. We have Notre Dame taking on Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech coming off of a bye week. Improving to 5-2 after winning against North Carolina in 6 OTs. It was ugly, but they got it done. Notre Dame fell short to Michigan State like I predicted, but honestly, I mean, it wasn't. Michigan. I had Michigan winning, but I didn't predict that blowout. I don't know what happened. Maybe Pete could tell you, but I mean, Notre Dame didn't show up.
Yeah.
With that being said, with that being said, Virginia Tech, in my opinion, is still a bad football team. And Notre Dame, I expect them to roll in this game. I expect them to win by more than 20 points.
Did they go to that game?
When I saw minus 7,
that's what it was.
Yeah, he went to that game.
When I saw minus 17 and a half, guys, I thought this was too good to be true. I think it's that low because of that blowout loss. But honestly, I would roll all over that 17 and a half.
Mm-hmm. I bet Notre Dame, Pete.
That's my second best pick.
I bet Notre Dame.
We're not talking about last week right now. Well, the only thing I would think about that game is that Notre Dame should win that game by 17.5, but I'm wondering if they're still on a low over what happened last week because that was just devastating. That knocked them out of their playoff hope. So I'm hoping they're able to bounce back and win that game by that amount. So we'll definitely be able to see that.
I think they're gonna make it good, honestly, and that's another reason I took them too because I think that they're gonna want to look really well, like really, really good in this game to see if they could possibly come back to like the top 4, maybe like at least to like squeeze into that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know if it's. I think it might be too late at this point.
Yeah.
But again, you know,
2 losses is usually what knocks you out of the college playoffs.
right.
But with that said, let's go to my second game of the week. I'm going to the NFL Thursday night game. I'm going with the 49ers. Listen, I've been hard on the 49ers. I said, listen, they got to prove they're for real. I've been not really bashing them, but saying, listen, they've been beating up on bad opponents. I want to see them beat a good opponent. I picked Carolina because I thought Carolina was a legit opponent, and they blew the bricks off of them. So I think San Francisco is spoon for the rip for real. I have been saying, of course, last week that they can run the football and they can also play defense. And Arizona is in the bottom 10 in the league in rushing yards allowed, and San Francisco is the number 2 rushing team in the league. So it fits perfectly towards them to just run the ball down Arizona's throat this week, and that's what they want to do. So what the fuck is that? Yo, I got a chain. I ain't listening. But listen,
they got it in Seattle.
I think. Listen, we'll get to the Seattle pick later. This is Seattle right now. This is against the Arizona Cardinals and Kyler Murray and all those guys. Larry Fitzgerald. So I'm gonna say that they covered a 10-point spread. The only game that they're 4-2 against the 5-2 against the spread this year. And the one loss and the 2 losses they had, one of them was because it was in soaking rain and they didn't cover by 1 point. So I'm actually going to say San Francisco covers this 10-point spread, and that's my second pick of the week. What's your upset pick of the week?
My upset pick of the week, I'm going to go with the team that actually made me some money early in the season. I'm going to go with 3-4 BYU at 4-3 Utah State. Utah State's a 3.5-point favorite. We got BYU coming off of a bye week.
I looked at that too.
And they're coming up off of a huge upset win against Boise State. Utah fell 4-3 after losing 31-7 against Army. In my opinion, I really do like BYU in this game. And it's funny because by BYU, they've been making me money early in the season, while Utah State's been losing me money early in the season.
Jordan Love has not played as well as he should have.
Utah State's been flaky this whole season, and even though the record might not show it, I like how BYU's been playing. They've been playing really good football. They've been consistent. Like I said, the records might not show it. When they're losing by close. I actually like them to take care of the job this week.
All right, I do like that pick. Like I said, I considered actually going with that for my upset pick, but I decided to go a different way. I decided to go for the other game this week that has both teams ranked in the top 25. SMU versus Memphis. The game is in Memphis. Memphis is 7-1. SMU is 8-0. Is a clash of the Titans within that division, and the winner of this game could vault themselves into possibly a 11-1 type season. Memphis is coming in as the favorite because they're at home. The line started out at 3.5. It's growing to now 5.5 right now. I'm taking SMU to win that game money line. I think SMU is the better team. They just have to get over being on the road for this game against a Memphis team that usually is good at home. So I think that they're being a little disrespected that not only did they open up as an underdog, but it's a higher seed, but now the actual point spread is growing, that it's actually 6.5. And if it keeps going this way, it may be near 6.5 or a touchdown by the time the game starts. So I think this is the time that you actually wait. I think you should actually wait a couple of days, wait till game time, and bet this. Don't bet this one immediately because this line is getting bigger. So you may actually get a better bet if you go with SMU later. But I definitely like SMU, the Mustangs, to beat Memphis. Probably, I actually think they'll beat them by a touchdown, to be honest. So
okay.
I really like SMU this week. So now let's move on a little bit to. You pulled out a bonus pick?
Guys, I gotta pull out.
This guy loves strong.
Guys, I gotta go with the bonus pick. I gotta go with the bonus pick, man. Look, unfortunately, I can't throw candy through the screen and give my, our followers and our viewers some candy. But what we can do is set you guys up, to make some good money, guys. I mean, I don't do this on purpose, but when you're 3-0, I mean, you gotta keep going. My bonus pick of the week is Houston at UCF. The over is 71.5. I like the over a lot in this game.
All right, I like that.
Okay.
I like that. And like I said, if I had to pick one extra pick, I said I like the under in the Florida game, Florida Georgia, because Florida has a good defense, and I think Georgia is struggling to score points right now. So I think Florida is going to win that game. Yeah, I say probably 24-14. I think they win that. Even if it's 24-17, it's still under the 45.5 point spread. So that's what I like for that game as a bonus pick. So now let's move on. Actually, no. Before we even move on to fantasy, we want to talk about Game 7. Tonight is about Game 7. Dre, you picked that pretty
picked
much.
the Nats,
You pretty
man.
much. Not only did you pick the Nats, you picked Houston to win Game 5 and the Nats to actually come back and
Yeah,
win Game 6.
that'd be crazy.
So right now it's completely going the same way that you exactly said.
Yeah.
Are you sticking with your pick to pick the Nats tonight?
After yesterday, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm really confident that the Nets are gonna take it. In my opinion, they got nothing to lose. Who predicted them to not only win those games in Houston, but to make it to Game
Damn.
7? Listen, haters are gonna hate people, but yeah, honestly, yesterday I was watching the game. I was very impressed with Nats. I mean, each game, at least to me as a casual baseball fan, they just kept proving me wrong and wrong and wrong. I'm not saying Houston, doesn't have a chance tonight. Obviously not. But to me, I feel pretty comfortable. I think the Nats are coming in with this type of confidence. Again, they're in a no-lose situation, and I think they realize that, and that's giving them a confidence and a type of momentum that it's really hard to stop, in my opinion. I like them to win tonight. I'm still gonna stick with my pick.
I've picked Houston from the start. I still think Houston is the better team. When it comes down to picking a game tonight, you're gonna have to listen to two dudes in the Mexican. No, I'm just playing. I'm gonna give you a pick right now. You better still listen to two dudes in the Mexican. Because we're gonna give you a lot more analysis on that.
The
so you better
Canelo,
get into that.
Kovalev, some NFL stuff.
Yeah,
That's
so you
really good stuff.
still better listen to it. But the reason why I'm going with my pick is, did you see Zach Greinke? During the last game, when they showed Zach Greinke, it looks like it was going to Game 7. And it was like, all right, Zach Greinke looks like he'll be pitching Game 7. Did you see how he looked?
No, I did not.
Dude, I gotta show you a second. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
He had his hoodie over his head like this.
No way. Come on.
You could barely see his face, and it was like, Zach Greinke's pitching Game 7. You can barely even see his eyes. Yo, he's scared already. Zach Greinke is known for coming up, doesn't want to be in the spotlight.
Did you see the fear in his eyes? You saw the fear in his eyes, didn't you?
You could barely see his eyes because he covered up so much.
Or
But
mind fucking somebody, thinking that he's not going to pitch well. No, son, he does pitch well.
He's a mental fucking midget.
as the host of Two Dudes and a Mexican said, Victor, he's a mental midget. Listen, he's a guy that doesn't want to be in the spotlight. He wants to hide from this type of pressure. And now he's going to be pitching in the biggest game that he's ever had to pitch in, or probably will ever have to pitch in his entire career. He doesn't want to be in the spot. And I fully believe that their manager, Martinez, will say, not Martinez, the Houston manager, Hinge, will say, listen, if you can't get me through 3 innings, I will yank you out in a second. Like, Corbin's going to be, not Corbin, for the year and a half, Cole waiting right there to come into that game. I guarantee it. They're not going to have Verlander in there because he pitched 100 pitches last night and he won't come back in. But Garrett Cole will be waiting right there to give them 2-3 innings if Greinke can't get them to 5 innings. I guarantee it. Now the question is that going to be enough?
Right.
Because he's going against Max Scherzer. And I think Max Scherzer will be so juiced up for this game. Not literally juiced up, but hyped up for this game that he may pass out. He literally may pass
So
out.
he needs a drug test?
No, I didn't say literally juiced up. I mean, it's a possibility, but but I'm not making that claim. No, you didn't hear it here. You did not hear it. All I'm saying is that he is already a pitcher that always gets really hyped up for the game. So now you got the biggest game that you could possibly pitch in. He's gonna be so hyped up. He's gonna be breathing heavy in inning 1. Like, he's gonna go nuts. You have to hope that all that pressure, all that anxiety, and all that hypeness doesn't get the best of him. That's the only thing. If it's not for that, I think the Nats will actually win the game tonight. So now we got another flag. Now we got another flag. Listen, I hate to say it because I hate the Nats, but I think that they have the big another. Come on, I'm bowling this one away. It's just too many flags in it. This is like an NFL football game now. There's way too many flags. So listen, but I think the Nationals will win the game. So I actually agree with you now. I'll switch on your side, and I agree the Nationals will win the game. But now let's move on to a little bit of fantasy football. A lot of people were asking in this week about, listen, who do you pick up at quarterback? Every quarterback seems to be getting hurt. And you look at all the list of the free agent quarterbacks, all of them suck. Like, they really do. Like, you don't have much options.
Like Dwayne Haskins, really?
Yeah, you're not gonna pick. Like, I saw people pick up Case Keenum this week. Case Keenum.
That's horrible. That's horrible.
Case Keenum. No, it's I just started a conversation. Get the band out of here.
That's horrible. Yeah.
Listen, it's horrible right now. Now, the first thing I want to say is the first person on your priority should be Jalen Samuels, because if Connor is out for a week or two because of AC joint injury, Samuels will step right in there, especially in PPR. He's going to catch a lot of passes. He can be very productive for you. After that, if you want to look towards, there's not much tight ends. There's not really too much wide receivers. At quarterbacks, you have to suggest people like maybe Daniel Jones if he's out there, or you have to suggest some leagues you may see Garoppolo out there. But obviously, it's tough right now. So it's really a tough week to try to pick up people on waivers. Like I said, the only one that really stood out is Jalen Samuels.
Right.
Was there anybody that you had your eye on or had any questions about?
Honestly, actually, I'm actually gonna go back to what you said a couple of weeks ago. The Jets wide receivers.
Yes.
They're going up against Miami. Pete said it. He said it 2-3 weeks ago.
Should have picked them up.
You know, honestly, in some of my leagues, I still see a couple of wide receivers available.
Crowder, Anderson.
And you know what? I think now's the perfect time to capitalize. Despite how trash the Jets may be,
they've had a tough schedule.
They've had a tough schedule.
And if you look at their next 4 or 5 weeks, it is clear.
Guys,
clear.
listen, do it. Look, with everything going on in the organization, I personally, I expect Sam Darnold to have a good game against Miami. I mean, look, even Mason Rudolph had a good second half of the game, and he still put up some points despite that horrendous first half. But
over the next 5 weeks, I think they play Miami twice. They play Washington. They play the Giants. Like, those are 4 games already. You're gonna have really good. I told you when to start Kirk Cousins. You saw how he started lining it up. Now I'm telling you, you gotta get Darnold. You gotta get all those guys. And another team that their schedule is gonna start getting really easy during the second half, even though they've been horrible during the first half. The Cleveland Browns. You look at their second half schedule, and they play probably to the level that the Jets are right now. They play a very, very easy second half schedule that they can start racking up some wins, and they may end up in the 8-9 win range despite this horrible start, because they play horrible teams during the second half of the year. So you have to start looking at that. You can't look at it judged on the first half of the year. You have to start judging on the schedule, because we know who can run, who's good against the run. We know who's good against the pass, and there's so many stats out there that'll tell you, listen, these guys suck against the run. Start people against them. So I say the Jets and the Browns are 2 teams that you really want to attack their players.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, again, like, even though those 2 teams haven't been doing really well, but at the end of the day, these are teams that have weapons. And very vital weapons that could put up a lot of numbers. And I completely agree with you. You know,
Who's supposed to be?
Who?
Pete. I don't know who's he supposed to be.
Come on, man, the Fiend. Guys.
Talk about this with 2 dudes in Mexican. This is our time.
I'm talking about fake wrestling.
This is our time. This is our time.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Wrestling's fake.
We're gonna get kicked off.
I don't know what's more fake, Game of Thrones or wrestling.
Ooh,
No, come on.
That's true.
Relax, buddy.
That's true. That's true.
I don't know what's fake. Flying headbutts or flying dragons.
And both shows.
Watch your mouth.
Hey, it's a family show. It's a family show.
You guys got that on camera.
Hey, and both of them got a lot of viewers. So. But I agree with you. I think that's the time that you need to pick up those type players. And one thing I will give you a warning about Kirk Cousins. After this week against Kansas City, you look at a schedule from pretty much week 10 on, it goes straight downhill. So this is the time that if you want to make a trade for Kirk, you trade him away right now and try to get him while he's at his peak.
Wow.
Because he's about to go down. If you look at the schedules he plays against second half,
And that's good to
whether
know,
it's
actually,
Green
because I got him
Bay
in
and
one of
stuff
my
like
leagues.
that, you want to start to send him away right now. He's going to have one more good week this week. Then after that, he's back to the first couple games Kirk Cousins
That's
played.
it. I'm out. I'm checking out.
All right, so listen, we gave you the good picks. We gave you the good bets. We're about to head out of here. 2 Dudes in the Mexican is coming up next. You gotta go subscribe to the YouTube page. Go subscribe to and follow for everything.
Yeah, please,
iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spotify, everything.
Look, everywhere. Twitter. Look, 2 Dudes and the Mexicans. We're super active on Twitter. If there's any changes, anything that we need to do, you're gonna find that on Twitter. I mean, obviously we can't get back on camera and post it up, but the best way to interact with us and ask questions and ask your fantasy football questions and all that you want to be answered on the show, 2 Dudes in the Mex. And we do have some changes coming up soon for Pete's Corner, if I'm not mistaken, but that's something that we're going to touch on a little bit in the near future.
Yeah, we're going to have some change in the future because we kind of want to give you more games to pick on and give you our opinions on more games. So, listen, you guys may be looking at a game that we're not giving for our picks.
Right.
We want to go over all the games much more quicker, but we want to give you our opinions on all of them. So
Once I approve it.
Well, yeah, once the producer approves it. So, with that said, we want to say peace. We'll catch you on Sunday from BJ's or a different location. We'll tell you that later. And we will catch you later. Peace.